Welcome back. Some surveillance video out of Chicago catches a thief known as the Creeper Ghost watching over a family inside their own home. The suspect can be seen in the upper right-hand part of the video, sitting at the top of the stairs, watching a husband and wife as they sit on the couch. The man who caught the thief on video says they didn't even know he was in their home.
15 solid minutes, and he basically came in the room, didn't go in the other bedroom, tried to sneak around and look at my office. But you can see down on us. You can see him look down on us multiple times on the couch. You see him creep back out because I guess we'd gotten up. We just woken up from TV being on and running and turned off everything, went to bed in the exact same area that he went.
My goodness. Well, the Creeper Ghost is believed to be responsible for several home burglaries in Chicago. Police are aware of the burglaries, although no arrests have been made. This is great. I won't be able to sleep tonight after seeing
Yeah, no kidding. On a
really,
side note, I love their place.
Creepy. Creepy, though. All right, well, they are powerful images. Two children with Down syndrome posing in places to inspire others to dream big. Check out these photos of Ruby and Nella posing, I should say, in college.
Just so cute and inspirational to anybody whose life has been affected by Down syndrome. Well, today they're taking this project one step further. Tim Pamplin shows us how.
Well, it appears a dance party has broken out at the bridal salon here. In the centre there with the pink shorts, that's Ruby, the 5-year-old young lass with Down syndrome. Her mum and friends have organised a Down syndrome awareness campaign called Ruby's Rainbow. They raise funds to send children to college.
We want people to know that these opportunities are available and that people with Down syndrome are going to college.
October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Each year, Ruby and her friend Nella, also with Down syndrome, have an awareness campaign. Last year, they went to university in Florida. This year, they picked Detroit. They're taking photographs all around town, and this evening, they're having a photo shoot here at Keisha Rigsby's bridal parlor. Well, it looks like Ruby's got her wedding dress on. Her friend Nella is already in the studio, ready for the photographs to be taken. These photographs will be featured, like I say, in the upcoming campaign, a nationwide campaign featuring photographs taken here in Detroit. In the last few years, this organization has given away over $250,000 in scholarships.
What's it say? Ellie, I've been chosen.
For more information on Ruby's Rainbow, go to our website, clickondetroit.com. That's the scene in Detroit. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
What a fantastic organization. I'm sure there are kids or young adults all across the country that have dreams of going to college. You know, you have Down syndrome, but it's nice that they are making that dream come true.
And how could you not want to be a part of that reaction, finding out you've been chosen, as she said?
Yeah, been chosen. Very, very nice. All right, Local 4 News at 6 is next.
Here's Carmen with a preview of what's coming up at 6 o'clock.
You think I should apologize to Ben?
No.
Oh, I will.
You creeped him out.
Later.
It was great.
Here are the stories we're working on coming up at 6. They're from Bloomfield Township, Hazel Park, and Novi. Plus new information tonight coming in that answers some of the questions surrounding the death of a man at an auto dealership in Dearborn. We'll have the latest for you coming up at 6. Jermont?
$4,000 loaded to various iTunes cards, and now a single mother looking for a car is scammed out of it all.
I don't have a job, and I don't have any money.
She had success buying from Craigslist before, but this time the scammers used a credible website like eBay Motors. We'll explain how this scam works and how you can protect yourself ahead on Local 4 at 6.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A disturbing discovery by a local father on his 10-year-old daughter's cell phone leads police to arrest this man.
The final night of the Democratic National Convention, the stakes extremely high for Hillary Rodham Clinton. What does she have to do tonight? I'm Devin Skillian. The story coming up from Philadelphia.
I don't have a job, and I don't have any money.
She's overcome with emotion because this single mother was just scammed out of $4,000 and the car she thought she was buying. Welcome to Local 4 News at 6, everybody. It's the ultimate buyer beware story for those in the market for a new vehicle.
Oh, it really is, Jason. A single mom from Roseville thought she'd found a bargain online, but it was too good to be true, and then some. Jermont Terry joins us now live with the reason the scam was so effective, despite the warning signs. Jermont?
Carmen, you know, this scam involves some cash and these iTunes cards, not to mention emails and confirmations from a credible car buying company. Now, all of this left that single mother out of $4,000 and nowhere to turn.
These are the iTunes cards. There should be 8 of them.
Bettina Jackson loaded $500 on 8 cards for a combined total of $4,000.
So I was like trying to find me and the kids a safe and reliable car. I got 2 kids.
So she turned to Craigslist and ran across this ad for a Honda Accord. The buyer told her she was in the Marines and would ship the car to Michigan from North Carolina. Bettina admits she was hesitant at first.
I even said something to the lady about it being legitimate, and she assured me that it was. And so once I started getting the emails from eBay Motors, I thought that it was real.
She quickly learned the confirmation emails from eBay Motors wasn't from the credible company at all.
Yep, they use eBay's logo, eBay's everything. They had me take pictures of the back of the cards and send it to them, and that's how they took all the money.
Money this single mother had just received from her tax returns.
I don't have a job, and I don't have any money. But I know that God is gonna make a way. He always make a way for me.
So right now she's stuck with an old car that keeps breaking down and no cash to fix it. She filed a report with Roseville police, but it's unlikely she'll get her cash back.
You know, I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Now, this single mother agreed to speak out because she wants others to learn from her mistakes. Help Me Hank knows how these scammers work and also ways that you can protect yourself. Let's get to investigative consumer reporter Hank Winchester with that part of the story. Hank?
If you're interested in a car that you see online, remember you need to see that vehicle in person before you make any payments or agree to a deal in the first place. Also, meet in a public place, maybe the parking lot of a police or fire department, and get the vehicle VIN number. That way you can look at the history of the vehicle before you agree to any sort of deal. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of scams out there. These are the red flags you want to be aware of. People selling their vehicle and telling you a sob story. Also, unfortunately, military tales are common. People saying they have to get rid of their vehicle immediately because they're being deployed. Also, it is important to remember not to pay with wire transfers or prepaid cards until you see that vehicle and until the deal is done. These are very important tips we want you to share with your friends and your family members to avoid being ripped off. We're going to post all that information for you on the Help Me Hank page at clickondetroit.com. Back to you.
Boy, that was a tough lesson.
An expensive one.
It really was.
Yeah.
Well, the weather is always an issue, especially this time of year, and we could use a little rain, Ben. You're not mad at me or anything, are you?
Why would I be? No, I mean, you're just saying what everybody thought. Let's get some rain in here. But yeah, we're reduced to that now because we need it so bad. But 4 Live radar has got storms to the right of us, storms to the left of us, and we've got nothing in between. But these this line out here near Lake Michigan, a little bit more put together. It is crawling to the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it's not making much progress. Again, I doubt this is going to hold together all the way into southeast Michigan, so our chances are pretty slim. We're going to need something to pop up in our neighborhood here in the next few hours, and that chance is slight underscored. But we will be seeing temperatures fall into the 70s tonight. Humidity is going to remain low, so we'll look at that. And of course, your full 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Okay.
New details tonight in the accidental death of a Ford dealership worker. 52-year-old Jeffrey Wallace died Tuesday after his co-workers at the Fairlane Ford dealership in Dearborn found him pinned between 2 vehicles. He was moving cars in the lot when it happened. The Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office says he died from blunt force injuries and mechanical asphyxia.
Hillary Clinton's big moment at the Democratic National Convention comes in just a few hours as she delivers her acceptance speech of her party's presidential nomination. You know, at 5, Devin showed us some Michigan delegates just aren't letting go of their loyalty to Bernie Sanders, which means that Clinton has some work to do in this speech tonight, doesn't she, Devin?
She certainly does, Carmen. Things are just underway here on the final night of the convention. We do have, before Hillary Clinton comes out, a little more Michigan flavor tonight. We'll hear from former Governor Jennifer Granholm. She'll get to speak. as will Henrietta Ivey. She's a Detroit home health care worker who tonight is going to talk about raising the national minimum wage to $15 an hour. After that, though, of course, the centerpiece tonight is Hillary Clinton, and as Carmen just said, she's got some work to do.
She is smart, she is principled, she is tough. Who's always been there for you. And that's Hillary Clinton's life story.
Hillary Clinton could hardly ask for more from her endorsers. Star power to spare, the full A-list of the Democratic Party, no Ted Cruz-style petulance, no John Kasich-style no-shows. Crowned by the current president trying to light the runway for her.
I'm asking you to join me to reject cynicism and reject fear, and to summon what is best in us to elect Hillary Clinton as the next president of the United States.
And yet, Hillary Clinton finds herself in a dogfight with Donald Trump. Party unity probably won't be enough. And while the Democrats are very comfortable running against Trump,
Trump is a know-it-all, while Hillary Clinton is not. When she said it takes a village, Donald Trump thinks it takes me.
At some point, it will have to be about recruiting voters to Clinton. Why are her negatives so high?
For 24 years, the Republicans have been demonizing her. The Republicans have been mesmerized by the Clintons.
Basically, Hillary Clinton has been the subject of negative ads, of negative attacks.
The task begins anew tonight. After a series of highly regarded speeches this week, can Hillary Clinton close the deal?
Well, I think that it's already happening. I think that with all of the people testifying on her behalf at the convention, I think people are going to take a better look at who she is and how much of this stuff is true.
Of course, we'll be watching the introductions. Those will get a lot of attention as well tonight. Singer Katy Perry will be performing just before Hillary Clinton comes out, and the introduction will, of course, be coming tonight from Chelsea Clinton, her daughter. A lot to see, and we'll have it live for you tonight on Local 4. Carmen, back to you.
We are certainly looking forward to it. Now, Devin, I know some of Sanders' supporters were at the idea of supporting Clinton. They were just rejecting that outright. What can we expect from that camp tonight?
You know, it's a really good question. I've talked to quite a few of them. Benny Napoleon, in fact, was here, the Wayne County Sheriff, as a Sanders delegate, but he has seen that the only way forward is to support Hillary Clinton. Most of the Sanders delegates that you talk to feel that way, but many of them just can't get there, and they're not sure how supporting an anti-establishment candidate like Bernie Sanders can suddenly flip into the ultimate establishment candidate like Hillary Clinton. And some fear there may be a few outbursts later on tonight. We'll just have to wait and see, but they're not going quietly, that's for sure.
All right, we will look forward to it and look forward to your reports as well throughout this evening. All right, thank you, Devin. You know, as the 2016 Democratic National Convention comes to an end, we want to hear from you. Come downtown to Campus Martius, to Rhonda Walker and Jason Carr, as we discuss the big moments from the convention. Or you can join the conversation live on clickondetroit.com. It all kicks off tomorrow at 8 a.m. And live pictures right now in Novi at the Suburban Collection Showplace, where they're waiting for Donald Trump's running mate and Indiana Governor Mike Pence to speak. It's his Metro Detroit debut after he was on the west side of the state earlier today. We will bring you his rally during our 11 o'clock news here on Local 4 tonight.
At 5 o'clock, Guy Gordon introduced you to some of the people hoping to get your vote in this coming Tuesday's primary election.
Well, Guy is back now with a look at the ballot issues that many voters will be staring down when they head to the polls. Guy?
Yeah, we've got a number of important ballot questions facing voters across our area, Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County, but one in particular that voters in all three counties will face.
In Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb, voters will be asked to renew the zoo. This is a 10-year, $0.1 mil levy beginning in 2018, raising roughly $12 million a year for Detroit zoo operations. In 2008, it passed with more than 65% support in each county. In Wayne County, they are seeking approval of a renewal to fund maintenance and improvement of parks. This is a .246 mil. It's an existing levy for up to 5 years. In Macomb, voters are being asked to approve a small increase in millage for county veteran services and renewal of that increased levy for 4 years. In Warren, there's an effort to give the mayor and future mayors more time. The current term limit, 3 full terms or 12 years. If the extension is approved, 5 terms or 20 years. Warren is also seeking a $2 million renewal for road repairs and $4 million for police and fire. And in Oakland County, Pontiac is asking voters to approve a $500,000 question for 10 years to provide services to seniors.
And again, you can find everything you need for the August primary by going to the politics page at clickondetroit.com, including we'll show you where to find a sample ballot to make the whole process a little bit easier. In the meantime, looking ahead to November, you're going to want to take some time for that one. We've got 75 candidates in Detroit seeking a seat on the newly elected school board. Back to you.
All right, a lot to cover. Still ahead, we've got new research on the causes of divorce and how gender roles may affect the risk of a failed marriage. You don't want to miss that.
Plus, a quick striking thief finds an old school way to get inside a wireless store, and wait till you hear what he got away with. Priya?
Disturbing new details of a sexual predator arrested in Hazel Park.
I mean, I live across the street from a school. You think it would be safe, but then to learn it's just a couple blocks over.
Tonight, we'll tell you how the abuse first came to light and the new app you need to know about, which the defendant was allegedly using to talk to young kids.
Her nomination. The arrest of a Hazel Park man highlighting the disturbing trend of online predators finding new ways to connect with our children. Police say this time the victim was a 10-year-old girl using a music app. Local 4's Priya Mann is live with a story that will have parents taking extra precautions. Priya?
Well, Jason, the app is called Musical.ly, and I'll admit I didn't know a lot about it before I started doing research for this story, but it's really popular with young kids and teens. Basically, you can create short music videos, you can post them, and you can gain followers. Now, those followers, they can communicate with you, even private message you. And the FBI says that's how this sexual predator started communicating with a 10-year-old girl.
It's getting harder and harder to keep them safe. It's frightening.
The father of a 10-year-old girl went to police after he found explicit photos of the girl on her cell phone. The child said she took the photos because a kid named Tony had asked her. The FBI says that was 34-year-old Tony Berger of Hazel Park.
It certainly changes the idea of what I would necessarily think, especially your right across the street neighbor, too.
In June, the FBI says Berger started communicating with the child through an app called Musical.ly. He allegedly wrote, "How old are you, beautiful?" She responded, 10. You? He wrote, "I'm 14." And later he asked, "What grade you in, my love?" She replied, 4. You? He wrote, 9.
Oh, just hearing this story, I just, my heart's racing. It's scary.
A week later, the defendant allegedly asked the child to get a Skype account, and the abuse escalated. The FBI found pictures of the child exposing herself and engaging in sex acts.
My heart breaks for her. It's something she's going to have to remember for the rest of her life.
In the criminal complaint, the FBI says Berger admitted to using the app Musical.ly and having Skype. He denied requesting explicit photos from minors.
It's sick. Get a life. Find something else to do. It's terrible.
And when you read the criminal complaint, you really get a sense on how sexual predators groom their victims. For instance, when he first asked the young girl to download Skype, she said she wasn't allowed, that her parents said she was too young. Well, he suggested downloading it every day and deleting it. So you can see parents trying to create those parameters to keep their kids safe, and predators, they try to find a way around it. The FBI believes there may be more victims, and they are investigating. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Priya. A crook is caught on camera stealing more than $5,000 worth of phones and tablets from an AT&T store in Bloomfield Township. It happened early Monday morning at the store on Telegraph, just south of Square Lake. The man uses a rock to break through the glass door. He quickly gets into the store and snatches several items that were on display. It all took a total of 2 minutes.
In good health, this is very interesting here. The role money and chores have on the likelihood of divorce.
I can't wait for him to talk about that.
I'm interested.
But first, Dr. McGeorge joins us now with the role social media plays on breast cancer treatment satisfaction.
That's right, Carmen and Jason. Social media is clearly playing a greater role in people's healthcare decisions, especially after a diagnosis of breast cancer. Well, now, a new study from the University of Michigan finds women who engaged in social media after their diagnosis reported more deliberation about their treatment choice and more satisfaction with the choices they made. Now, the researchers noted this is beneficial as long as the quality of the information that the patient is getting is good. So a new study is shedding light on the impact traditional roles have on the likelihood of divorce. For opposite-sex couples married before 1974, maybe a while ago, an important predictor of divorce was the share of housework done by the wife. But in couples married after 1975, the more important predictor of divorce shifted to whether the husband maintained full-time employment, suggesting the male breadwinner role remains a key feature of many marriages and not so much the staying home and taking care of the house role for the wife.
I guess that really shouldn't surprise us.
I'm still going to clean up everything I'm told to.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy
Playing,
life.
yes, playing nice is always a good thing.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Don.
you, Don. Let's go over to Ben now and take a look at that radar.
Happy yards we're looking for. Happy yards, not wives.
I'd like to put some smiles on a few faces, but I don't have much to share with folks. We've just got slight chances of rain as we get to the next few days. Everything's on the west side of the state right now, and you can see that line coming in off of Lake Michigan. Plenty of thunderstorms there west of Grand Rapids in the corner of the state, and they are moving in this direction. But by the time they actually get here, and they're moving at about 10 miles an hour or so, there's probably not going to be a lot left of those thunderstorms. There's another very faint line showing up here around Lansing right along 69, so we'll be paying close attention to see if that actually materializes into anything. But so far, a couple of these very small downpours that have shown up in Lenawee County really haven't materialized into anything. Got a little wedge of warm air here into the middle part of the state, so we're at 85. Cooler conditions out to the east of us and even to the west. 75 right now in Chicago. Green Bay's at 68. The humidity has been staying away from us, which is good. That dew point only at 62, so that's noticeable humidity. It's not necessarily what we would consider muggy, and definitely not oppressive. So the heat index is matching the air temperature right now. Here's a reason you don't put a thermometer in the sunshine. It was not 120 degrees at 4 o'clock yesterday, but that thermometer says that it was, and I'll let the Spartan fans make their own jokes with that storm pit. Here's a look at our forecast tonight. That cold front is going to stay south of us, so again, a slight chance of just an evening shower or storm. Tomorrow we get through most of the day dry, and again, just a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Saturday looks like the best shot as that cold front gets a little bit closer to us and the wave of low pressure rides along it. So even in the morning hours, we could be seeing some scattered thunderstorms, and then that chance is going to remain at least to the afternoon. So that looks to be our best shot of getting wet. I know not everybody's going to get something, but it is going to be our last chance until the middle of next week. 66 for the overnight low. Highs tomorrow just getting to 80 degrees, which is going to be our coolest mark on the high side for the next 7 days. But if you're missing the 90s, they're coming back Wednesday and Thursday. I can't imagine anybody is, but if you like the steamy weather, there it is.
Don't you?
You know what? This time of year, I'm focused on football season.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you can't wait for that to get started.
It's
football practice
right around the corner.
I'll take it. Thanks,
Bernie's
Ben.
going to talk about that. You know he is when we come back. Don't go away.